Sixth graders, congratulations for making it to the last part you need to be writing of your speech, which is the conclusion. The conclusion of a memoir speech should, write this down on your paper, provides closure and makes the theme clear. So closure is, it just means you're closing everything up, really tying it all together. And remember, you are not supposed to be stating the theme. You shouldn't have told your reader anywhere in your story what the theme is, but it should just kind of be obvious through your stories. But now that we're at the conclusion, it's okay if you want to make that theme very clear. So your conclusion that you write today will tie together all of the memories you have talked about, and then it should also really reinforce that theme. So we are going to go and right now, before you write yours, read the conclusion of Steve Jobs' memoir speech. I want you to annotate for anything that makes it really strong. Where do we see a strong theme here? How does he tie together the memories we've talked about? And even see if there's any places where you can tell he uses similes or metaphors. When I was young, there was an amazing publication that's like a newspaper called the Whole Earth Catalog, which was one of the Bibles of my generation. It was created by a fellow named Stuart Brand. So hold on, he says Bibles of the generation. I don't think he's actually talking about a Bible here, but I know that the Bible is a very important book that a lot of people read. So I can infer that by Bibles, he probably is using a metaphor for a very important book. So I'm going to annotate metaphor, important book, many people read, because I know he's not actually talking about the Bible here. Go ahead and annotate for that metaphor, please. Sorry. All right, let's keep reading. Stewart and his team put out several issues of the Whole Earth Catalog, and then when it had run its course, they put out a final issue. So this means they're about to stop making the newspaper. It was the mid-1970s, and I was your age. On the back cover of their final issue was a photograph of an early morning country road, the kind you might find yourself hitchhiking on if you were so adventurous. Beneath it were the words, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." It was their farewell message as they closed out the publication. Stay hungry, stay foolish, and I've always wished that for myself. And now as you graduate to begin anew, I wish that for you. So this is clearly a point here where he's making his theme, what he wants his readers or his audience to know, really obvious. He says, stay hungry and stay foolish. So I'm going to go ahead and annotate that for theme. But then I also noticed something really interesting, because when I think of the word hungry, I think of somebody actually wanting food and being hungry. And I'm sure Steve Jobs doesn't actually want these graduates to feel hungry. So I can see that this is actually also a metaphor. Because if you're hungry, it means you're always wanting more of something. You feel desire towards something. So when he says stay hungry, he probably means that he wants them to live a life where they don't settle for things. And they're always going to be really ambitious and inspired to grab for more. So go ahead and annotate this right here for a strong use of a metaphor. And then also that this is a part where he makes the theme really clear. And then he closes by saying, stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you all very much. And he says thank you because remember, this is a speech, just not something being read. Now it is your turn to go ahead and write your conclusion. A lot of people struggle with how to start. So here I gave you a few examples of ways you can start. You can say, as you can see, or it is clear that, certainly, most would agree that, without a doubt, or indeed. Sorry, I put that twice. You can use these throughout your conclusions if you need help. Make sure that you do these two things. I'd love to see some similes or metaphors in your conclusion as well. If you are done, just remember this goes at the end of your text. And if you are done, then just keep going through to add more and more details, dialogue, proofreading, make it as strong as you can.